Welcome to HousingWire's Demo Day. I am Jennifer Laws, EVP of Sales at HousingWire. We have Ben from Salesforce. Ben, are you with us?
I'm here, Jennifer. Thank you.
Absolutely. Great to see you. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Let me do a quick introduction and then we'll let you take the floor.
Perfect.
Financial Services Cloud connects and centralizes customer data from core banking, wealth, and loan origination platforms, creating a single unified view of the customer. This enables personalized engagement using purpose-built automation. This streamlined approach accelerates customer onboarding, boosts retention with AI-driven sales and service, and delivers smart financial planning insights powered by trustworthy AI. Ultimately, this empowers customers to achieve financial success. Tell us more, Ben.
Thank you, Jennifer. So today, what I'm going to show you is a demo of Financial Services Cloud. I'm just going to share my screen and walk you through the two specific personas that I want to talk about today. One of them is the mortgage professional. So how do we look at the perspective of a mortgage professional, and then of a particular customer who's actually looking to purchase a property. Now, these are the two personas here. So Richard Bennett is the first one. And what do they care about in this day and age when it comes to a mortgage experience? It's about digital accessibility. It's about efficiency, transparency, and really delivering a personalized experience for the actual borrower. On the flip side of that, what we have is the mortgage professional. What do they care about? How do we put the right tools in the hands of a mortgage professional to drive efficiencies, to grow their book of business, and really to close and fund more loans? So it's about efficiency, it's about automation, it's about providing not just a great experience for the customer, but putting the right tools in the hands of the mortgage professional to really close and fund more loans, and then obviously drive a great experience for the borrower. Now, that mortgage journey today is going to take the flow of from the perspective of Sophia Lopez. She's going to be logging into her mortgage console. She's going to accept a lead, look at the account 360 of the borrower, Richard, that we just showed you before. I'll go through the opportunity and the 1003 loan application, look at how we integrate to LOSs. We're going to take a quick look into the customer portal and then look at how we close and fund that loan. So what you see here is the Salesforce Financial Services Cloud from the perspective of Sophia Lopez. So she's the mortgage professional. That morning, Sophia received a lead that you can see up here in the right-hand corner. And basically, it's Richard Bennett. He's a young professional eager to purchase his first home. So the CRM has already analyzed some of his financial information, so gathered from his digital profile, his interaction with the website, and we've flagged him as a potential borrower with a high likelihood of securing a loan. So before we spoke about Financial Services Cloud, this is their system of engagement for a mortgage professional. It's a single pane of glass designed for the mortgage industry. It's about the objects, the fields, the flows, and the dashboards that really underpin that experience. Front and center here, what you can see are the analytics. So this can bring data from outside of Salesforce and pull it onto the platform to provide valuable insights concerning loan amounts, balance exposures, and distribution. So on this particular dashboard here, you can see actually as rates have increased, you can see that sadly my production has decreased. But I know at some point in time rates will shift, and knowing that I have the right tools at my fingertips is going to be really important as to actually increase my production. Now, the number one question that everyone asks their mortgage professional is, what are rates doing and what loan products are available? And these dashboards help you answer some of those important questions. But what I want to do now is take a quick look at that lead. That's Richard Bennett. We spoke about him before. He's one of the key personas that we want to look at here. So the lead page layout or the lead record here is really fundamental to us converting this to an opportunity and a loan application. So up top here, you can see the lead stages. So these are steps and stages that really help us qualify that lead. You can see guidance for success here. So how do we coach and provide tips for mortgage professionals to convert these particular leads? You can see we have an action launcher here. So basically we have what we call guided experiences. So how do we pre-qualify Richard through a guided digital experience? And I'll show you what that looks like in a second. We also have the lead score here. So taking profile and behavioral data, combining it, and then giving us a lead score, and actually pulling that lead through and then intelligently assigning it to a mortgage professional is really important. The last thing I want to draw your attention to on this page layout is engagement. So how do we collect the digital touch points of Richard? So what's his engagement with the website? Has he filled out a form? Really understanding his interaction with the website, and also Cumulus Mortgage in this instance, really gives us a good picture of who Richard is and how he's engaging with us. I mentioned before this digital experience, it's a guided flow. So this provides us the ability to pre-qualify Richard. So here you're seeing what we call Omni Studio. So this is a guided flow that is built into Financial Services Cloud that really allows us to pre-qualify Richard right there and then. So we can pick up the phone, give him a call, and then what we're doing here is we're guided down a prescriptive process here. So again, this can be built and tailored for your specific needs. But the idea here is what we're doing as we move through this is we're actually populating that 1003 loan application when we submit it. We can enter a few important details such as the property price. We can put the down payment here. We can have some business rules underpinning this as well. So based on the data that you input here, it can make some decisioning for you. Again, we can put some data here that's going to help us with that loan application. That is important to that 1003. And then again, we can also use data aggregation. So you can pull in real-time bank account information to help us through that pre-qualification process. So think about using how we use tools to bring in data from systems outside of Salesforce to help us through that pre-qualification process. Again, as we work through this particular step and stage, the idea here is we're taking this information and we're populating that 1003 loan application, which I'll show you in a moment. So let's fast forward a week. We've pre-qualified that loan app. It's created an opportunity and a loan application, but I obviously have a whole book of business that I need to look after. And again, my dashboards are really what is valuable to me here. They're not just static. I can drill into multiple layers, take action from the context of my work. So for example, here, if I want to look at my pipeline and I want to look at all of the particular loan applications that sit in that document prep stage, I can start to move these applications now and actually take action from this data. So it's not just static data. And you can see I pre-qualified Richard before. He's sitting in that document prep stage. But what I can do through these dashboards is take actionable insight. So I can now open up Richard's account profile simply through those particular interactive dashboards. So when this page layout loads up here, what we're looking at now is the account 360. I have all of the information here that I need to service Richard. So if we think about his DTI, his LTV, loan balances, his equity and loan amount, we can pull all of that information from external sources and display this front and center here for that mortgage professional. And this really gives us a good picture of who Richard is and help us understand his borrowing capacity and how we can help him. You can see some really cool components on this page layout here. So life events, these are crucial moments in Richard's life that matter. We also have financial goals. So this helps me prioritize what's important to Richard and basically helps me serve him better as a customer. But before I pick up the phone and give Richard a call, I want to use some generative AI here. And this helps me get a really good understanding of Richard's account profile. So what I'm doing here is I'm generating a complete summary from this client, and I'm using generative AI to do that. So it's grounded in the context of the CRM data. So that's really important. So now what it's doing is it's going to Richard's profile, looking at certain data points, and it's giving me a complete account summary of who Richard is and how we're engaging with him. Again, this is really important before I pick up the phone and start to work on Richard's loan application. As I do that, I want to look at Richard's top opportunity. Again, leveraging Copilot, Einstein generative assistant here to show me the top opportunities that I'm working with Richard. And again, this is all actionable. So as Einstein is going out and looking at the opportunities related to this particular customer, I can actually open up that opportunity and start working this loan application. So it's all actionable. Now, as the opportunity loads up here, it's really important to note that this opportunity is directly related to the loan application. So as we create that opportunity, we can see the residential loan application that's attached here. Similar to the lead path that I showed you before, the opportunity has steps and stages to actually work that loan application lifecycle. Additionally, I spoke before about the guidance for success. This coaches mortgage professionals at each stage of that loan lifecycle, so we can work that loan application through to closing and funding. But in summary, like what we see here is this opportunity provides a comprehensive view of Richard's home loan application journey with the tools and the guidance to streamline this entire process to ensure that we have a successful outcome here. Again, what I can do is summarize this opportunity using generative AI, which again is a really powerful tool that helps drive efficiencies on this loan application and opportunity that we're working. Now, what we can also do, we can check what we call an action plan here. So this is helps us understand the particular tasks and documentation that we need to collect throughout that opportunity that we're working here. Now, we can see that there's some documents that we actually need to collect throughout this loan application lifecycle. And what's important with Salesforce is we can provide an authenticated experience that is compliant, but also secure. So as we work through that loan application lifecycle, we can collect documents in a compliant and secure manner. We're not going back with emails back and forth with a confusing process. We actually have an authenticated experience. So as we collect those particular documents, we can start to move that loan application forward. We can submit that loan application through to an LOS. And the beauty of having an LOS integrated with Salesforce is we have complete visibility of that entire loan life cycle. So as updates are coming back from the back and middle office, what we can now see is the actual status of that. So this keeps us basically in check with what's happening with back and middle office and enables us to provide and communicate each of the different updates within that loan application lifecycle back to the customer. Because the important thing here is that we're keeping Richard, the borrower, up to date as this loan application lifecycle hits its next stage or moves forward. We have the ability and visibility now to actually understand where that loan application is sitting in the LOS, and now we can communicate that back with Richard, the borrower. And ultimately, the end game here is we want to move this application forward to close and fund that particular loan to provide that amazing experience for Richard so he can purchase his dream property. With that, I want to pause and go to some questions. So that's the demonstration. Thank you.
Ben, thank you so much. I'm going to jump right into questions. What is the difference between Sales and Service Cloud and Financial Services Cloud?
Yeah, so Sales and Service Cloud are obviously foundational to Salesforce. What we've gone and done with Financial Services Cloud is really specialized, a tailored solution for the financial services industry. So if we think about banking, lending, mortgage, wealth, and insurance, just to mention a few, basically what it does is it extends the capabilities of Sales and Service Cloud by offering industry-specific features. And underpinned by that is a data model that supports all of these industries. And that's really important because what it does is provide you with those additional capabilities for those verticals that I mentioned before. And it really extends beyond Sales and Service Cloud to provide a more industry-focused solution.
Great. And a really important question, how can you ensure the protection of PII?
Yeah, well, trust is foundational to Salesforce. It's actually one of our core values, and Salesforce provides a number of particular methods to ensure that PII data is secure, and that comes from things such as encryption, access controls, data loss prevention, and a lot of security elements that are inbuilt natively to the platform to ensure that your data is secure in all kind of aspects.
That's great. I know everybody is very concerned about their personal data being protected, so it's wonderful to know that those protections are in place. And finally, how do I learn more about FSC and Einstein 1?
Yeah, so obviously you can go to the Salesforce website and look at Financial Services Cloud. There's a number of features and documentation that you can get from the website. We'll also be sharing some documentation post the event as well. So if there's information that's required, we'll be sharing that the conclusion of the event. So you can look at Einstein One and Financial Services Cloud and gather some information from that avenue.
Ben, thank you once again for taking us through Financial Services Cloud and Einstein One.